Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Canada, Canada, Canada. Canada is in big trouble, my friends. There's turmoil in Canada right now. The visa policy created by Canada many decades ago to increase the Indian population to outnumber the Caribbean and African black population is now backfiring, my friends. Indians are now protesting in Canada. There has been the protesting now for many weeks in Canada because the visa policy created by Canada many years ago to make money for Canada and to neutralize the society to outnumber the black Caribbean and African population is backfiring. And now the Indian population now has grown tremendously. Now, my friends, what do I mean by that? Several years ago, remember, there were a lot of black Africans, there still are a lot of black Africans and a lot of black Caribbean people going to Canada to work. Now, Canada several years ago came up with this plan to increase visas for Indians, make it easier for Indians to come to Canada to work and to study. And to do this, this would have outnumbered the black Caribbean population. Now this is backfiring because the Indian population in 2000 was just about 67,000 people in Canada. Now it's over 1 million, and that is causing tremendous strain on the Canadian economy. Indians are taking over everything. They're forming businesses. They are taking advantage of the health services. And now the white residents in Canada who make up the majority are getting frightened. They are panicking. So they are putting pressure on their government to stop the Indians from coming. Now, I find this funny because you were the one who brought in the Indians from India to make up the immigration population in your society because you were frightened years ago that black Caribbean people and Africans were growing too fast. But let me tell you the difference between Indians and black Caribbean and African people. When black Caribbean and African people go to a country, they blend into the society. So they don't normally take over. They will blend into the society, and maybe that's one of our weaknesses. We don't work together enough. They will blend into the black people in the UK, in America, and in Canada. They blend into those societies. But the difference with Indians now, when Indians go to a society, Indians form their own communities, they form their own businesses, and they take over. Asians, the same thing. People from Pakistan, Iraq, wherever they come from, the same thing. That is their nature. They come to conquer and they come to take over. Now, that is what is happening in Canada now. And I'm telling you, Canada government is under pressure by the population to slash the work permits, to slash the student visas. So Canada has now put a cap on, I think, work visas for 2 years. They now cut down on the amount of Indian students that they bring in. And that has caused massive protests all around Canada. The Indians are protesting. They're not happy. They want back Canada how the way it was before. Canada of the long time days. That is what they want, because that Canada would have fed them, strengthened them, and now Canada is feeling the pressure from the Indians coming there. And my friends, I noticed something in Canada, in the UK, and Europe. The US is a big immigration country, so you won't notice it as much. But when I was in Sweden, my friends, I noticed that the white population is aging. They're very old and they're aging. They're not having many children. And they have a lot of Asian immigrants. India, people from Afghanistan, people from Iraq. They have a lot of them um, in Europe, Sweden, Denmark, the UK, the same thing. And they are growing rapidly because remember, Europe and Canada, they don't give Africans visas easily, and they don't give Caribbean people, Jamaicans in particular, visas easily. So they're cutting down for many years now. They cut down on the immigrants they get from Africa and the Caribbean, but they increase the immigrants they get from Asia, which is make up India, Pakistan, Iraq, those places over there in the Middle East. They are taking over Europe. Europe is facing the same problem, and Canada is also facing the same problem as well. I did a video couple of videos ago. You could check on my channel. Canada is cracking down on the visa policy where students who come on a study visa or a tourist visa can change status into a working visa in Canada. They're stopping that because what they realize is that Indians are coming in large numbers and they're frightened now of the Indians because the Indians are forming communities. Somebody told me in a video there I did, the last video, a comment, one of my subscribers said that Canada now is like India. You go to Canada and there's Asians, there's Indians everywhere. The same thing in Europe. I went to a place in London called Walthamstow in London. I remember that place when I was studying in the UK like over 10 years ago. I went there and there was a lot of Jamaicans living there. A lot of Jamaicans and Caribbean people. And now I went back recently. Guess what? I would be lucky if I see a black person between there. All Asian people, all Indians, all you Eastern Europeans, people from Poland, Ukraine, you name it, flooding that area. And I think the UK is doing that on purpose to lighten the population. Same thing Canada did years ago, Europe is doing now. And I am predicting they will face the same problem that Canada is facing. The Asians will take over Europe because the European population is aging. They're not having many children. And you know, when Indians have children, they have like 8, 9, 10 of them in a house. So they will take over in a few short years. So Europe will be mostly Indians and Asians. I am predicting that in the future. And that is what is causing Europe to panic now. They're panicking, my friends, and I think it's a little bit too late. The cat is out the bag, that they normally say. The cat is out the bag, my friends, and the Indians are protesting for their rights in Canada. And that is why I said, my friends, the mission of my channel is to bridge the gap between Africa and the Caribbean islands. We need to start working together. We need to start supporting each other because the world is changing. Europe is going to crack down on all immigration soon. Canada is now cracking down on immigration. America is going to follow. They're all family. They're like brothers and sisters. Whatever one do, all do. So they're going to crack down on immigration, my friends. And all that we will be left with is ourselves, the Caribbean and Africa. So let us work together. Let us bridge the gap between Africa and the Caribbean islands. I want you to subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. I'm over 8,000 subscribers. I have over 400 videos on my channel. You could check the playlist. I was in Africa for 4 months. I have all those videos in the playlist there. I have 30 something videos that I did when I was in Kenya. I have the same thing, 30 something videos when I did when I was in Uganda. So check out those videos, and the mission remains the same, my friends. The mission of this channel is to bridge the gap between Africa and the Caribbean, and that is the purpose of these videos, to let you know what is happening around the world, my friends. Europe, the United Kingdom, Canada, and America, all of them are working as a team. Whatever one do, the other will follow. And it's only a matter of time before they crack down on all immigrants. America is more greedy. They're looking at money. So they're going to be the last. But when they realize that immigrants are taking over, you heard Donald Trump in his rallies and so. The American people are already saying they want to slow down the immigrants. And they're not saying anything about, you're not hearing much about Indians and Europeans, because they see those people as closer to them. But they want to cut down on the black, African, and Caribbean immigrants, my friends. But they're going to reap the whirlwind for that, because one thing I know about Asians, they stick together. Indians, people from Bangladesh, China, Iraq, they all stick together. Pakistan, they stick together, and they will build a strong economy, their own economy, inside those European and America. European countries, they're not gonna mix with the the white people there. They're gonna build, they're gonna do their own religion, they're gonna do their own businesses, and they're gonna stick together. That is how they operate. And Europe and Canada is now realizing what is happening, my friends, and it's gonna get worse and worse. So it's not looking good for Canada. I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. In St. Kitts and Nevis, and as you can see, it's a little bit overcast right now, but it's nice and cool. The weather is cooling down nice now, and it's a beautiful day today in paradise, my friends. But the message remains the same. I'm speaking to you from the Caribbean island nation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We are located in the Eastern Caribbean, close to Jamaica and Antigua and Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're all one people. Let us work together. If you're watching from Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, Uganda, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, Congo, Cameroon, Gambia, Liberia, Senegal, let us bridge the gap. Ethiopia, Rwanda, let us bridge the gap between Africa and the Caribbean islands. We are one people, separated by slavery, a brutal slavery, and colonialism. Enough is enough. Let us bridge the gap. The chips are falling now, they're crumbling. The West is crumbling, my friends. Now is the time. Now that the Indians have them good. The Indians have them good, tied down. in Europe and America and Canada. Now that the Asians have them under pressure, let us rise up like a mighty army and bridge the gap between Africa and the Caribbean. This is our time to shine, my friends. We suffered a brutal over 400 years of slavery and colonialism. Somebody got to pay us for that, you know. Somebody got to pay us for that, and this is payback time, my friends. The ancestors are rising up like a mighty army, and we will be unstoppable. The Caribbean and Africa united as one, better and stronger together. Nothing can stop us now, my friends. Thank you for watching my channel. Subscribe to this channel, share it with all your friends and family, and I'll see you again in the next video. Much love. Bye-bye.